The elders say, "A drum can call a village together. A drum can send warriors into battle, and a drum can announce the rise of a king. But there was once a drum so powerful that entire kingdoms feared it. A drum passed from ruler to ruler, a drum surrounded by mystery, a drum that many believed created greatness. And when a young king named Obasi inherited it, he became convinced that his destiny was hidden within its ancient wood. But beneath the African moon, a secret waited to be revealed. For the drum possessed no power of its own. Its true gift was far more dangerous. Come closer to the fire. Listen carefully, for tonight's tale is the story of a king, a sacred drum, and a lesson that echoes through every generation. This is the King's Drum. Welcome to Moonlight Tales Africa, a place where African stories come alive beneath the moonlight. Stories filled with wisdom, culture, emotion, humanity, and transformation. Here we journey through the heart of Africa, through village paths, moonlit memories, forgotten truths, silent struggles, and the powerful lessons hidden inside ordinary lives. So, wherever you are listening from, sit close, relax, and journey with me. Sit close to the fire. The elders are about to speak. This is Moonlight Tales Africa.
Before we begin today's story, kindly subscribe and become part of this growing circle of African history, wisdom, culture, and moonlight tales. Sit close to the fire. The elders are about to continue their story.
The King's Drum. The drum of Udochi. Long before roads cut through the forests, long before strangers arrived with maps and boundaries, there stood an ancient kingdom deep within the heart of Africa. A kingdom surrounded by rolling hills, thick forests, winding rivers, and fertile farmlands that stretched as far as the eye could see. The kingdom was called Udochi. And every night when the moon climbed into the sky and painted the earth silver, elders gathered beneath a giant Iroko tree at the center of the village. Children sat at their feet. Women shelled groundnuts. Men repaired fishing nets. And stories flowed like river water beneath the stars. For in those days, wisdom was not found in books. It lived in stories. And among all the stories told in Udochi, none was more mysterious than the story of the King's Drum. Now, this was no ordinary drum. No, it was unlike any drum the people had ever seen. It stood taller than a grown man. Its body was carved from the trunk of an ancient tree struck by lightning many generations before. Its skin came from a great buffalo that hunters claimed had emerged from the sacred forest and disappeared again without leaving footprints. Strange symbols covered its sides. Symbols so old that even the oldest elders could not explain their meaning. The people believed the drum possessed a secret, a powerful secret. Some said it gave wisdom to kings. Others claimed it gave courage in battle. A few whispered that it could see into the hearts of men, but nobody knew for certain, for the drum spoke to no one. And the elders never revealed its mystery. There was only one thing everyone agreed upon. Every ruler of Udochi inherited the drum, and every ruler guarded it with his life. As the old people often said, the goat that follows the masquerade does not always know where it is going. Many spoke of the drum. Few understood it. Then one season, everything changed. The old king died. The entire kingdom mourned. Drums fell silent. Market songs disappeared. Even the laughter of children seemed softer. For 7 days and 7 nights, the people grieved. And on the 8th day, the chiefs, elders, warriors, and priests gathered in the royal square. It was time for a new king. The chosen heir was a young prince named Obasi. Obasi was strong, Obasi was handsome, Obasi was intelligent, and perhaps that was part of the problem. For sometimes a man can become so impressed with his own reflection that he forgets to look at the road ahead. The prince walked proudly through the crowd. Women ululated, warriors raised their spears, the royal drummers played, and before thousands of people, Obasi was crowned king. The crowd erupted. Long live the king! Long live Obasi! Long live Udochi! Then the oldest elder stepped forward. His beard was white, his back was bent, his voice carried the weight of many seasons. Behind him, 4 men slowly carried the sacred drum. The entire square became silent. Even the birds seemed to stop singing. The elder stood before the new king. Then he spoke, "My king, today we place in your care the treasure of your fathers." The 4 men lowered the drum. Obasi stared at it. His heart beat faster. For all his life, he had heard stories about this drum. Now it belonged to him. The elder continued, "Guard it well. Respect it. Never underestimate it." Then he turned and walked away. That was all. No explanation, no secret, no instructions, only those words. Guard it well, respect it, never underestimate it. That night, while the kingdom celebrated, King Obasi could think of nothing else. The drum, the drum, the drum. Again and again, his eyes wandered toward it. Finally, he dismissed his attendants. The palace became quiet. Only moonlight remained. Then he walked toward the sacred drum, slowly, carefully, as if approaching a sleeping lion. He ran his fingers across the ancient carvings. The wood felt warm, almost alive. He remembered every story he had ever heard. The drum gives wisdom. The drum gives power. The drum chooses rulers. The drum creates greatness. A smile appeared on his face. "What if it is true?" he whispered. The thought settled into his heart, like a seed, small, harmless, but seeds have a way of growing. "If this drum made great kings," he paused, "then it shall make me the greatest king Udochi has ever known." The following morning, King Obasi summoned the entire kingdom. People came from every corner of the land: farmers, hunters, blacksmiths, palm wine tappers, traders. Children climbed trees for a better view. The sacred drum stood in the center of the royal square. The king stepped forward. A carved drumstick rested in his hand, and the people held their breath. Then, boom! The sound exploded across the kingdom. Birds scattered into the sky. Dogs barked. Goats jumped. The very ground seemed to tremble. The crowd gasped. Never had they heard such a powerful sound. Obasi smiled. He struck the drum again. Boom! The sound rolled across the hills like thunder chasing thunder. The people cheered. Again, boom! Again, boom! Again, boom! The king raised his arms. The crowd erupted in celebration. And deep inside his heart, something dangerous began to grow. Pride. The kind of pride that arrives quietly. The kind that whispers instead of shouting. The kind that convinces a man he no longer needs advice. Weeks became months. Months became seasons. King Obasi continued to strike the sacred drum during ceremonies, judgments, festivals, and public gatherings. And wherever the sound went, the people's admiration followed. Soon he became convinced that the drum was responsible for everything. When harvests were good, he thanked the drum. When traders arrived, he thanked the drum. When neighboring kingdoms showed respect, he thanked the drum. Little by little, he stopped listening to the elders. After all, why seek wisdom from old men when he possessed the source of greatness itself? One elder warned him. "My king, the tree that refuses advice from the wind eventually breaks in the storm." But Obasi laughed. Another elder said, "No man becomes tall by standing on a drum." The king ignored him, and still the drum thundered. Boom! The people cheered. Boom! The king smiled. Boom! His confidence grew. Yet beneath the celebration, small cracks were beginning to appear. Farmers started complaining about taxes, traders grumbled about unfair rules, hunters waited weeks to see the king, widows returned from the palace unheard. But whenever concerns arose, the king simply ordered the drum to be brought out, and the sound would once again fill the kingdom. Boom! The people fell silent for a while, because there is an old proverb that says, you can cover smoke with a basket for a moment, but eventually everyone will smell the fire. And the fire was growing. One evening, many seasons later, as the sun disappeared behind the hills and the moon rose over Udochi, a strange old woman appeared at the palace gates. She walked with a wooden staff. Her hair was white as moonlight. Her eyes shone with unusual wisdom. The guards crossed their spears. State your business. The old woman smiled. I have come to see the king. The guards laughed. The king is busy. The old woman nodded. Tell him I have come to speak about the drum. Immediately, the laughter disappeared. Within moments, the message reached the palace, and before long, the old woman stood before King Obasi himself. The king looked down from his throne. You wish to speak about the sacred drum? The old woman nodded. Yes, my king. The king smiled proudly. Then tell me, what do you know about it? The old woman studied him for a long moment. Then she asked a question, a simple question, a question that would change everything. My king, do you know its secret? The king laughed. Of course, it gives power. The old woman shook her head. No, it gives wisdom. No, it creates greatness. Again she shook her head. The king frowned. The courtyard became silent. Then the old woman stepped closer and said, My king, the drum does not do what you think it does. And for the first time in many years, King Obasi felt afraid of an answer. The secret of the drum. The old woman stepped closer. Her eyes carried the weight of many seasons. The moon hung silently above the palace courtyard. Nobody moved, nobody spoke. Even the night seemed to be listening. Then the old woman finally spoke. My king, the drum creates nothing. The king frowned. The chiefs exchanged confused glances. The warriors shifted uneasily. What do you mean? Obasi asked. The old woman rested both hands upon her staff. The drum does not create wisdom. It reveals wisdom. It does not create courage. It reveals courage. It does not create kindness. It reveals kindness. She paused. Then her voice became softer. And it does not create greed. It reveals greed. The king stared at her. He did not understand. The old woman pointed toward the sacred drum. My king, this drum is like a mirror. A mirror? Yes, a mirror for the heart. The courtyard remained silent. The old woman continued. Whatever lives inside a ruler becomes louder when power is placed in his hands. If goodness lives inside him, goodness grows. If justice lives inside him, justice grows. If humility lives inside him, humility grows. But if pride lives inside him, she let the words hang in the air, then pride grows also. The king felt a strange discomfort, like a thorn hidden inside a sandal. The old woman looked directly into his eyes. You believed the drum made you great. The king said nothing. You believed the people's praise belonged to the drum. Still he remained silent. You believed your power came from the drum. The old woman slowly shook her head. No, my king. The power was always yours. The choices were always yours. The victories were yours. The mistakes were yours. The drum merely made them visible. The king's face hardened. How can that be true? The old woman smiled. Then she asked a question. When you first became king, did the drum tell you to listen to your people? No. Did it tell you to be fair? No. Did it tell you to help widows and farmers? No. Then who made those decisions? The king lowered his eyes. The answer was obvious. He had. The old woman nodded. There is an old saying. The flute only plays the song that the musician blows into it. The drum cannot create what does not already exist. For the first time, the king felt something he had not felt in many years. Doubt, not doubt about the drum, doubt about himself. The old woman pointed toward the crowd gathered around the palace. Look at your people. Obasi turned. He saw tired faces, concerned faces, faces he had not truly looked at in a very long time. The old woman continued. When you were crowned, your heart desired greatness. That was not wrong. But somewhere along the road, greatness became pride. And pride is a dangerous companion. The elders slowly nodded, for they knew another proverb. When pride climbs a tree, shame waits beneath it. The king suddenly remembered things he had forgotten. The farmer whose complaint he ignored, the trader he refused to hear, the elder whose advice he mocked. The widow sent away without justice. Memory after memory returned. Each one struck harder than a spear. The courtyard seemed smaller. The crown felt heavier. The king looked at the drum. For years he had admired it, and now he feared it, not because it possessed magic, but because it had exposed something he did not want to see, himself. The old woman stepped beside the drum. Then she gently placed her hand upon it. Strike it, my king. Obasi hesitated. Then he lifted the carved stick. The courtyard watched. Boom! The sound rolled across the kingdom, deep, powerful, ancient. Yet this time the king heard something different. Not with his ears, with his conscience. Suddenly he understood. The drum had never spoken. The drum had never guided. The drum had never blessed. The drum had simply amplified whatever sat upon the throne. Like moonlight revealing what darkness hides. Like clear water reflecting a face. The secret had been there all along. The king dropped to one knee, not before the drum, before the truth. And sometimes the hardest journey a man ever takes is the short distance between his pride and his humility. That night, King Obasi did not sleep. He remained beside the sacred drum until dawn, thinking, remembering, reflecting. As another proverb says, the man who knows he is lost is closer to home than the man who believes he knows the way. When morning arrived, the kingdom expected another celebration. Instead, they witnessed something far more powerful. The king called the elders and listened, truly listened. For the first time in years, he called the farmers and listened. He called the traders and listened. He called the widows and listened. He called the hunters and listened. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. The king reduced unfair taxes. Corrupt officials were removed. Justice returned to the palace. Roads were repaired. Markets flourished again. The people slowly began to trust their king once more, not because of the drum, because of his character. Years passed. Harvests became abundant. Trade routes expanded. Children laughed again in the village squares. The kingdom prospered. And this time, the king understood why. One evening, many years later, Obasi sat beneath the same moon that had watched his journey. His hair had become grey. His face carried the marks of age. Beside him sat his young son, the future king. The boy looked toward the sacred drum. Father, yes? Is it true the king's drum possesses magic? The old king smiled. The same question he had once asked himself. Slowly, he placed his hand upon the drum. Yes, the boy's eyes widened. What kind of magic? The old king gazed toward the moonlit kingdom. Then he answered, the magic of truth. The prince frowned. I don't understand. The old king nodded. Neither did I. Then he said, this drum cannot make a bad ruler good. It cannot make a coward brave. It cannot make a selfish man kind. It cannot make a foolish man wise. The prince listened carefully. The drum simply makes louder whatever already lives inside the heart of the ruler. The boy stared at the ancient drum, thinking, learning, growing. Then the old king spoke one final lesson, a lesson his son would carry for the rest of his life. A crown does not create character. Power does not create greatness. Leadership does not create the man. It reveals him. The moon drifted across the sky. The kingdom slept peacefully. The sacred drum stood silent, as it always had, as it always would. For the secret of the king's drum was never hidden in wood, never hidden in buffalo skin, never hidden in ancient symbols. And the secret was hidden inside people, and that is why the elders of Udochi taught their children this proverb for generations. When the drumbeat changes, the dance reveals itself. Because power does not change a person's heart. It simply allows the world to see what was there all along. And perhaps that is the greatest lesson of all.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like, comment, and share so you won't miss our future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.